Special message before we start. We all know someone, or suffering ourselves. Reach out and check on your loved ones to see if they are okay. It makes a huge big difference when there is someone there to listen. I was lucky where I had some people that did reach out to me and check on me. It's not easy living with depression and PTSD. Check it out. www.ruoc.org.au. You may even save a life too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wacky Weekend. Hopefully, everybody's flying around the world. G'day, Anthony. How are you, my dear friend?
I'm Peachy Keen and Ducky Fine.
Are you really? Yeah, so you all ready to be deported from US, are you?
Definitely ready to be deported.
Good. Well, I'm pretty much ready too. Well, not from the US, but be deported out of Australia. Looks like Europe is taking us in. Anyway, I guess a big quick hello. G'day, Ray Bernstein. Yeah, no, I'm not going to get chained and shackled in South Carolina. G'day, Steve P. Seth,
well,
how are you?
Not without paying for it, that is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Tammy's watching this, so I've got to be careful. Hey, hot dog pilot Andy, how are you, buddy? Nice to see you in here as well, bud. Who was Joe Raider? G'day, my dear friend. How are you? Then we've got Southern Cross Rails. How are you, buddy? And who else do I have?
I'm offended by that. He calls you crazy. Like, I don't rate.
You're a nutcase too, so
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why we get along so far, because we're both nutcase. G'day, Valley, how are you? Randall, how are you?
Napoleon!
You're Napoleon? You're Napoleon? Oh, God.
But I am Napoleon!
That's why the French couldn't invade. Almar, how are you, buddy? And Russ. Yeah, well, Napoleon or the French didn't invade as many countries as what the English and the Spaniards did, eh? But mind you, they did get a lot of nice Pacific islands while they were trying to find Australia.
Well, there aren't too many countries or territories in Europe that the French, just under Napoleon, did not invade. I don't think he made it up to Denmark, but he made it into the Low Countries, and he made it through Germany and all the way to Russia, Poland, what is today Belarus, Ukraine.
And then they kicked them out because they stirred up so much trouble.
And he invaded Spain. And
yep. Well, I'm already just about ready. I just got to pack the bag up tonight, and I'll be ready to bugger off. G'day, Scott Girl, how are you? John, how are you? Hope you're well. I did say hello to Russ. The chat keeps going on. For some reason, the chat's not going down. So yeah, I got some new caps. Look at that. Not bad, eh?
Those are very style and cool.
Yeah. I need a new cap to go overseas with, so I got some. I will be taking some along with me. I've got you a new uniform. Another thing I was just going to say as we go, I know I'm a day early, but happy birthday to Joyce for her Sunday, since it's going to be her birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday to you, Joyce. I don't know if Wee Eyes is coming here, Les. Thoughts and prayers going up to you guys up there. Yeah, you probably will be. Wait till I get back. I'll have some available. Up in the Central Coast or north of Sydney, this week they got hammered really bad. There's two towns completely went under with the flooding that they had up top. G'day, Tammy and Ray. Leslie got hit pretty bad as well. So thoughts and prayers have going out to them. There has been some lives lost. We got smashed here for the last 2 days. Yes, well, Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, I had the river at the front of the street here. What's Steve making up now? Your SRV.
You and SRV have the same. Isn't every day Schuylkill River Valley's birthday? That seems to be a running trend here.
I thought it was me. I always brought in that too. Yeah, but yeah, Schuylkill's here. G'day, Monsville. How are you? But yeah, they got hit pretty bad up there, and yeah, I have seen it bad up there, but this is the worst I've ever seen it in my lifetime of travel, particularly traveling up through there in over the last 30 years. So thoughts and prayers going up to them. Yes, I have got some new trains, but I haven't got them within reach. Thanks to G'day Curly, how are you?
Hi, Dwight.
I will take pictures of them. There is a set that was given to me to take to Germany from Joe at Kashila Hobbies. We are giving them a nice little set of Arcos, like what I actually made for young Ray, and one of his new steam engines to go with it. So I will get a photos and videos made up and sent out. Windy in my
flew today, which is very interesting, Chris, because I had something that flew through my windy.
Through your windy? Oh, I don't want to know.
You got to watch out for flying into windy because she's got stormy eyes.
I bet she has. Well, as you see, I'm in my train room. I do have another rail jet.
That flash at the sound of eyes.
Does it? The flash. It's good on you. So I'm back in my train room. So what else can I do? But let me switch my camera. It will get some trains going. Now, where? Which camera was it? Was it that one? That's the one. There we go. As you can see, this ABB regional train has got longer because I've got some more carriages for it. Because some of the other ones went missing and it's in a drawer beside someone on his left. But I won't mention anybody's names. I've got to say that's a good joke. No, that's your right. Okay. He's going to shoot us. All right. So I'll get
you guys notice how Artie's collection of trains is starting to look a lot like mine?
I wonder what. Yeah. Yeah, but the only problem is mine are abbreviated Australian trains. You know, we missed out the LIA on the end of it, so it's Austrian trains.
No, it's just.
Oh, looking at the wrong screen. Yeah, just yeah. Imitation. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, but at least I've got 2 rail jets now to make up for the one that went missing. It only just came in the other day, so I didn't get time to set it up on the system. I've just been running around for the last couple of days. One of the ideas of having another rail jet is have 2 running, but also they do run them in a double set. So one day I'll have them running on the layout as a double set in the future down the line. So I've got one of my locals just decided to break down. I don't know what it is. It's just that one little spot. Come on.
No, Steve, aliens aren't coming to get Artie. Artie is the reason you don't see aliens on this planet. They hover over Australia and they go, never mind. Oh, you got the Bevaked 650. I almost got that one, but I decided to get the Deutsche Bahn version.
I do want to get another one because it's a nice little. Okay, we have a problem, Houston. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we have a problem.
Well, it's really a problem since you're in Wollongong. Actually, you're in Berkeley, not in Houston. So Houston probably doesn't give a damn about your problem. And remember, failure is always an option.
We've got a short summon. Just give me a sec. Ah, damn it.
And I swear we just had Penguin from Batman show up. Hello?
Hang on, come here.
Hang on, I can't hear you. I'm blind. Spam in a can. It's the only way it ever came around here. My dad loved his fried spam and Velveeta cheese sandwiches.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I couldn't hear. I didn't know because I fixed the problem up. I did have a derailment. Let me just make sure it all goes.
Failure is only one option. Failure is only one option, but it's the most commonly chosen.
Oh, fried spam. Oh, Alma, you're dead right there, especially on the campfire. Yeah, well, that's about it. I mean, somehow this little passageway here behind me has shrunk. Yeah, it's got to be. It's going to have to fix.
There goes that. The cat.
Yeah. Sadly, I can't.
All the ones you have. Actually, you got a couple I'm kind of jealous of, but I'll
really?
pick them up sooner or later. Probably later than sooner.
All right, when you come over to visit next time.
I'm not buying a German train in Australia. I'll pay 3 times the price.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Way things are going here, I mean, they might be cheaper to get from Australia before getting it over here in the US. But yeah, fortunately, I can't run the 3-car set yet because that steep incline that I didn't fix up. I've got to fix that incline because what happens is the front carriage actually rides the coupler and derails it. And that's why I'm running as a 2-car set. The company that produces. Oh, we have another failure. No, you're not supposed. What are you doing in that track? You're not supposed to be there. Hang on a minute. Damn this computer program. I'm going to do the 5-finger switching. Hang on. Yeah, for some reason, with a computer program, when a computer decides to do something.
Hiya, Eric.
G'day, Eric. How are you, buddy? The tracks don't change, or the turnouts don't change. And this is supposed to be up in here, not there. As we all know, like we test it and everything runs fine. As soon as we go live, they decide to play up. Okay, let's see how we go now. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's
now,
not a happy reply there, Eric.
What's that?
Well, I mean, it's happy, but somebody asked Eric how he's doing. He said, still breathing. And that's about the lowest level of okay, I guess you can have.
Yeah, but it all depends on the moods that we're in as well. It's as I say, like in the beginning of the show. Sometimes it's nice just to reach out to our buddies to see how we go, because you know what, it's not fun when you're sick and it got ailments, that knock you about. I mean, I've been going through it really bad for the last 5 years. I'm still not over it, but thanks to the friends and particularly the viewers here that keep me going, it makes it worthwhile. But breathing is good. Those who can think. Nice
Yeah,
one,
Eric,
Andy.
that's one of the great ironies that chronic fatigue is so active.
Oh, I feel that, Eric. I was real bad, and I tell you what, when you get that, it knocks your motivation and a lot of other things right out the window. I was getting real bad, and I've got given some medication that made it even worse, and I just said, no, I'm not taking that anymore. Positive thoughts, you'll get through it. We all get through it eventually. Not overnight, but we eventually get through it.
Oh, I didn't shoot today, and I needed to.
What is
motivation?
What is motivation? When somebody pushes you, Andy, in a nice, polite way. Notice I said nice, polite way, not, at the edge. Like, my big motivation that I end up having is when Anthony Joyce came around to visit. That was my big motivator, and it got me out of it. But then I end up having someone that just killing it. But I'm back here again. And I'm actually quite enjoying it. Now, my upcoming streams, I might keep an eye out for the schedules, because they won't be at my normal time for about, probably for the next 3 months, as I am going to be traveling. I will be spending a quite considerable time in Europe, and I do have a surprise destination.
Hey, Andy, we try to keep this a family show. Don't talk about stuff like that in public. Come on. What you and your wife do in private, that's, come on.
Okay, let me show you what they get. Let me show you what they do in private. Hang on.
I don't want to see anybody's dynamism getting tickled.
Oh, you don't? Yeah. Let me see if I've got a photo here of it, what they get up to.
Particularly last weather we're having.
Yeah. Okay, I think that might do it. I'll come on, open up. Okay. All right, I've got that up. Okay, this is what they get up to. Geez, I'm out of touch with this. File. There we go. I think that's that one. No, that's not what I wanted. Here's their little camper van. Come on. Oh, jeez, will you? Here it is. Here's their little camper van they go traveling around UK in. So everybody, you can just use your imagination what Andy and his wife get up to in that little camper van. But yeah, are you trying to? Are you? What are you taking now? Oh, you little bugger! You know how long it's taken me to get that. I still know. I need another 3 more, so stop taking them away. Yes, it is, Steve. It's one of my friend's neighbours, and there he is. He's taking it away again. I am going to be getting another 4 of those in the second class. Well, see, there we go. There's the evidence. Hang on, I've got the wrong screen up. Hang on, it's this one I wanted. Yeah, come on. Yeah, you see, there they are, there, folks. So you can see I'm not. You can see that I'm not telling stories.
It's magic.
Yeah, it is, eh? Yeah. Okay, where are we?
Oh my God, the cats have declared bacteriological warfare. Every time I come down here to live stream, the one cat goes in there and dumps a load to just kill the world. Oh my God, that's rancid.
Okay, there we go. I'm getting that one. Oh, will you stop? Oh, come on. That's what I wanted. Yeah, we sort of did. Yeah, well, you did lose me. I just need I've got to look at I'm going to do a modified version of the push ball using these coaches. I did see there's a train that runs from Innsbruck up towards one of the German borders, and they've got 2 of the Tauruses on it, one at both ends, and I'd like to replicate on here. One of the big reasons I've gone this way with the Austrian trains, one, I like the European trains, but as you can see, I can actually make a terminus up in here, and the trains can go backwards or forwards, particularly during the show when I don't have to do nothing to them. So, yeah, okay. So I'm going to put an invite up if anybody wants to come up. Let me get rid of this one. How do I do this again, buddy? I forgot. I'm out of touch. Okay.
Yeah, Chris, they certain stores do it with us too. Joyce and I go in and we get carded for things.
G'day, Joanne. How are you, bud? Hopefully you're doing well. There's a link if anybody wants to come up. Yeah, so my schedule is going to be changed for the next 3 months. It most probably be streaming about 2 hours earlier, mainly because me being in Europe, there's going to be huge time zone difference. And because I'll be staying with relatives, I don't think they'll appreciate me doing live streaming in 2 o'clock in the morning.
Chris, I only thought you shook your staff at people when they tried to cut in front of you in lines. You shall not pass. I'm sorry.
The wrong kind of staff. He's talking about the staff that he gives to the train. G'day, Sarah. How are you?
Monsville, where you're at, it is Joyce's birthday. For us on this side of the timeline, Joyce's birthday is tomorrow.
Hello, Sarah. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is nice. Still a work in progress. Oh, yeah, Steve. They did come around here asking me about that valley late last night. I mean, we had the Raptor squad and all the police surrounding my place along the valley.
There you go, Marty. What'd you do?
Yeah.
Artie, you're making weird signs while you're behind a computer screen. Do we have to drop you down in the basement?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard a derailment.
Strange muttering and groaning sounds.
Yeah, no, I heard the.
I know it's been a long time since you've been on YouTube consistently, and maybe you've forgotten some of the rules of decorum in our live streams, but
rules. I think every channel has got their own rules. They make it up as they go.
Hello, James from Dundas Junction.
G'day, James.
Hey, James.
How are you? Yeah. So, yeah, I just got that one of these sets. This community section that I got here. It finds a spot up in that hill there where it derails. Hang on, I know what it is.
Hey, Artie, do you remember the old Star Trek show? The original one? Captain Kirk, Spock? Oh, he left. If you love the old Star Trek show, I can ruin it for you in 5 minutes. Actually, in about 30 seconds. In series two, the second season of Star Trek, they introduced the plot where Spock is in a mating madness that every 7 years Vulcan males they go through basically, they get in heat. And if you watch that episode, you find out that Vulcans make love by taking their fingertips and putting them together like this, that it heightens their arousal. Now, go back through series 1 through 3 and watch how many times you see Spock sitting alone doing this.
Yeah.
Vulcans make love by touching their fingertips. Now you go back to every episode of Star Trek ever, and how many times you see Spock in there going, interesting, Captain.
So he had a thing for the captain then, eh? Oh, we're gonna get arrested here. Self-pressure. That's the one that he.
I just want to say.
Every time you watch a Star Trek episode and you see Spock doing this, you'll remember that.
Yeah, that's the last thing I really wank away. Yeah, nah, thanks. I'll let. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Spock, are you busy? No, Captain. Come in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, he was. James Doohan landed on D-Day.
Scott was. Oh, was he really?
Yep.
I don't know. I never really watched it.
And the sadder story, the greater story, is if you love Hogan's Heroes, Robert Cleary, the actor who played LeBeau, the French guy, if he ever pulled up his arm sleeve, you would have seen the was the Auschwitz?
Yeah, that tattoo that he had.
The tag numbers on his the tag numbers on his arm when he, as a boy, was put in Auschwitz.
Yeah, there we go. Valley has got the actual dictionary terminology of that particular word. Thanks you, Valley, for clarifying that with us. we're not going to get in so much trouble now. Thank you for that. I found the captain's log. I have you, Andy. Well, you keep it. We don't want it. I burnt mine. Last part of his fingers. Yeah.
Captain's log. Start date 3479. That too.
That too. Yeah, exactly.
That sounded really brutal, Anthony.
Yeah.
Courtesy flush, please, Captain.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, this show is brought to you by the Kahat Airlines and the Kahat Group.
Oh, thank God that airline was full. I couldn't get a seat on. I was hoping they'd get there so I could
Yeah,
get on
they had to book a special flight for Fredo too. The torture flight after he's run-ins with some of the guys in the Xfinity series.
Okay. Well, I just want to get up higher, if you know what I mean, and get to the destination a bit quicker. But then yeah, but then again, it's not guaranteed they're going to get me to where I want to go. So, I mean, have you ever seen their website, Randall? It's crazy.
What's that?
Airlines. Yeah, exactly. The Kahat Airlines. Their website's absolutely atrocious. The creator.
Well, they don't have it up yet. That's why. Kahat Airlines, when the trip is more important than the destination.
Mm-hmm.
Get high on the plane while you're high on the plane.
They are running Vina cars. Hey, there's nothing wrong with our Vina cars. Yeah. You're just jealous, Steve, that we got more than you. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to. Okay.
Oh my God, what is going on? Everybody's just sharing all their little bizarre. Tomorrow, I'm going to make my tractor.
Oh, Steve A7th, he said, what are you going to do now that they've run the wiener cars? Well, we haven't thought that far out there, Steve.
You haven't thought far out.
We're going to come back with a schnitzel car. That's what we're.
Yeah, right now we're in the midst of a rather friction-filled time with Buster Klinger and his younger cousin, who will remain nameless until the episode airs.
I see. Well, I'll have to watch that. Of course, there's about 5 of us here who know what you're talking about, and the rest are like, "What?" It's
if you
no.
I'll just give you a clue. If you watch Anthony's Matt Clark series, you'll probably know what her name is. Probably,
maybe
Miss Tuckett,
or at least there might be some confusion about her name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't remember last time Joyce wore that shirt.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of what to talk about. It's been so long since I've done this. Yeah, well, part of my trip, as I said, will be in Oily Beche, which is I'll get a map up.
Russ is asking what we're talking about. So Anthony did a series called Matt Clark Railroad Marshal, and then I'm doing a series with the NASCAR Heat 5 video game, in which one of the descendants of the quote unquote villains tries to turn over a new leaf and become a NASCAR driver to varying degrees of success.
Oh, he's won a couple of titles in his lower levels.
Yeah, I mean,
Randall got to be a character named Fredo Bagino in Series 3 of Matt Clark. And so Randall has taken a shine to that character. So now his character he created for his NASCAR video game is Fredo Bagino the Fourth.
That's right.
Enough explanation.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna. Well, you all know roughly where Anthony's going to be. So I'm going to share where I will be. I'm going to
But-
share screen here.
By the
Yeah,
way,
go
Artie, I did send you a couple of photos to your messenger. Some cool trains I caught at Thayer today. So
I have not had the opportunity to really look at this morning because I sort of like slept in.
I actually just sent them to you, Artie.
Okay,
So.
all right. We'll bring them up. So if let's come up.
Go on.
Yeah, how does that look? Okay, so I've got Google Maps up. So where I will be is basically, I don't know if people can see the mouse, but I'll be.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, I'm going to. Well, Becce is the old city, the old name of Becce.
Betcha.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah, it got its
Budapest-
name because all the people there were grumpy, so they called it.
Yeah.
What do you feel about these people? Oh, they're all bitchy.
Yeah, or Becce. Yeah. The Budapest is just up north from us, and the capital Belgrade is to the south, and I am basically going to be in the middle. So that's where my trip is going to start off with. Now,
Betche, and then you're going to Novi Betche.
exactly. Now, there's a canal in here that was actually made. Not too sure of the dates, which I will actually clarify. But somewhere in the late 1800s, early 1900s, it was actually made as a shortcut for the Danube River. As everybody knows, the Danube River winds around, but in this part of the country or world, I'll just expand it. You got Budapest in the north. Hang on, that's not right. Where you got Budapest in the north, the Danube River goes right around and then into Belgrade. So what they did is they actually cut a canal from Budapest down into Belgrade to shorten the trade routes for the trade vessels. Now where am I? I'm lost. Novi Sad. Okay. There we go. So in Novi Becce, there is going to be a lot of old historical places. I'll stop that. Out towards the south, in where you see the 116, the road name, it's up around here somewhere. Oh no, there it is. The old church. If it brings up, no, that's not it. Just got to work it out. Hang on a minute, people. It's been so long since I've been there. No, I mean they're looking at the wrong location. Here we go. It's to the east of the city. We call it the in Hungarian we call it the Pusta Temple. Let's oh, look at that. They actually got a nice little shot of it. I will be coming in to have a look
All
at
right.
these.
Good night, Eric.
Good night, Eric.
Good night, Eric.
I am actually going to
Feel
come
better and
over to.
recover soon.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, take care, Eric. Hope to see you soon. Now, I am going to come up to see these ruins. And spend a bit of time up in here. Look, this got damaged a lot in, I think it was World War II.
Well, I think you should pay a visit to the place where you did all that damage. I told you not to have burritos before you went to church.
Yeah, you could have told me before I went to church. You told me after I went to church. Thanks, buddy. But in this corner here, I am going to try to locate that brick that has actually been embedded in the brick when I made it, the date of when that brick was put in place. So I'm going to try to find it if we can still see it. So that's one of the places I've got to go. Going to go to. Now this used to be a. Let me get out of this. There used to be an inland sea up in here as well. You can see what remains of it. That's the remains on the inland sea. There used to be what we call it the sea remains. And it was a big trade route back in the medieval days, as the history tells us. And down in here, we've got the big clay quarry where they get the clay for the porcelain, and the brickworks, which is closer to town. They have got a little miniature. They did have a miniature railway system in that quarry that fed the brickworks and tile factory, which is here, as you can see itself. We do have a rail line going through the town. Looks like it's been upgraded. Yes, they have fixed it. So Paulette, they make a lot of it, the wall tiles and floor tiles, and as well as bricks. So it's a nice little area. We'll spend a bit of time in there. But my biggest part is I'm going to deal with Granddad's house. Let me just try to get in a street view. Now, this is an old photo. The house actually looks in a worse state than what it is now. You can see how it's all overgrown with shrubs. But I will be going in there to deal with. Come on.
There you go. Now you got the blue line, so you should be able to drop in.
Yeah. That's that's Granddad's house there. The house doesn't look it, but that is actually one of the oldest houses in the street. It's close to 200 years old. Yes, it's got clay bricks on the front for decorative purposes, but behind that, the main wall is actually made out of the old ancient style of mud, brick, and straw. But with the photos, which is not on this computer, the whole front's caved in. So I've got to deal with that. As you can see, pedestrians can't walk on it, and there's
Chris,
no.
I find that story fishy.
Yeah, it is, and that the streets. This was one of the last streets in the town to get asphalt on it. They still look like they're behind time, but I don't mind that. It'd be nice to get back there, but it's a shame that the house has got to the state that it's in.
Right. Well, I don't know if you mentioned it. It's been abandoned for almost 30 years.
Yeah. So I am dealing with that. After I've dealt with that, let me zoom out again, get out of that blue lines. After I finish Novi Beche, well, let me zoom out. I'm going to go into Bosnia, down in Bihać, down this area here, Novigrad, right in the heart of Bosnia now. In this area here, this is where was one of the most severe fighting during the Balkan War, during the split of Yugoslavia. Novigrad will be the main city. It's got an interesting railway system in here. It actually got a Y section here. And we got two rivers that meet in this township. You got what they call the Una, which goes from Zagreb and down to the south. And then we've got the Sava, well, they say Sana here, but it's Sava, which goes a lot further to the east towards Sarajevo. And it wasn't far from here, where to the north of here is where I rode the first steam train, the 52 class, which I am going to go and have a look at. They're a lot further down towards Sarajevo, which is down to the right. But from there, I am going down to a place called Blutner, or translated in English, it's called Mud. That quarry that you see there, that's my uncle's old quarry that he used to own, and the forest that basically surrounds it. His burial was up here where's the cemetery? They call it Forest Paradise, but up here in Forest Paradise, there is a cemetery. I want to actually go up and check that out and see what remains of the... Actually, we're just looking over my uncle's old house here. Now, there is a railway line here too. You can just see it. You just get the glimpse of the train line. That is actually during the summer period. I don't know what it's like now, but when I was a youngster, we had all the trains from Europe going down through this part of the country. Mainly going down to the sea resort of Split, which is on the Adriatic coast. So that's why I've got a large variety of trains from the Europeans, from Europe. I've got German, Austrian, and whatnot, because they used to run through here. There was a little... My uncle's house is near where that red roof is, but down here, there was a small pedestrian crossing. And this is where I spent a lot of my time in my younger days, in my childhood. After Blutner, I end up going to... Let me zoom out. I ended up going down towards the south, there's a waterfall called Plitvica. I'm going to stop in there and have a look. It's a beautiful waterfall, coming off limestone cliffs. Excuse me. And from there, I end up going to the town called Rijeka. Now, Rijeka, translated in English, is called river. And to the west of us is the Italian, Slovenia, and Italy, but I'm not going to go that far. I am going to visit my auntie here, and I'm going to try to trace the tracks of the old original line, which went up the mountain. That's your main station here. Rijeka's main station, and it used to climb up and spiral up the mountain, but a lot of the freeway that you see marked in the yellow, it's actually taken over a lot of the old railway line, because they utilize the old tunnels and infrastructure. The railway line goes further down towards Split, and then it climbs up. It's a shame I can't get those photos anymore. But this port is one of the most important ports of Croatia, because all your commodities come in and out of here. Where my uncle, they still got a roundhouse in here. They've got an abandoned train since there as well. I'm going to see if I can get close to it. They did have a different voltage between here and halfway to Zagreb. They just needed the engines with a bit more power. I'm going to see if I can get photos of that roundhouse. And the other place I want to try to get into is this shipyard here. Into the shipyard here. which is where my uncle used to work. Now, let's see if I can get straight to you here.
Well, you got to remember, Artie's traveled a lot, and the old phrase, a girl in every port. So he's going back to this port to see if she's still there.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if she is.
Wait, there she is.
There she is. Look at that.
So that's a shipbuilding port, Artie, or is it just like where they just dock?
No, they actually got 2 shipbuilding companies in here.
Okay.
Some of the biggest car carriers in the world are actually were made in here. Some of the big super tankers also were built. Yeah, let me see if I can get. Yeah, there are some older photos of. You see one of the car carriers in the background there.
Oh yeah.
Right. There were a couple of bigger ones. One of the ones that were built here, it did sink. Didn't sink because of bad craftsmanship. It's not because of bad weather. It's just something that one of those freak accidents.
Yeah.
You can see another bulk carrier being built next to it. Now, my uncle's job in the shipyard after he left the Navy, his main task was to make models of these ships out of skull models in brass. And brass is pretty hard to work with, as we all know. But he had to make 2. One for the shipbuilding company here.
Actually, top brass.
Yeah, top brass, yeah. You can't quite see his office, but the office is behind that big car carrier there. So he'd actually make 2 ships, one for the shipbuilding company and one for the customer. That gets given to the customer.
Hey, Artie.
Yeah.
Monsville's got a couple of comments here for you. Number 1, she says, you hope you've been cleared to travel.
Yeah.
And then wants you to enjoy your time away, enjoy your trip.
Thank you, Monsville. Oh, you're running away, are you? It's as you can see, like like with the ships that he made. I mean, they're so intricate. If they had to change the design of the ship, then he had to go back and alter the models themselves because they'll be exact replicas of the actual ships that's been made. Then from hang on, let me get back to where I was. So after I've been in Rijeka, I'll probably spend about a week and a half here. There are some nice photos of someone that's taken of the shipyard. My uncle's, I think that's the office there. Yeah, that's one of his offices there, I think. It's hard to remember because I was pretty young when I went there. We can see the side. Yeah, this is an old photo. This is one of the car carriers there. And you've got some cruise ships. You've got a cruise ship being built there too.
All right. Take care, Monsville.
Take care, Monsville. I'll see you when I get back. So after I've been to Rijeka, after I've gone into Rijeka, that's when I go.
Those blue lines were a DNA. Those blue lines were a DNA marker tracing Artie.
Yeah. That's where my ancestors traveled. Or where I traveled, one of the two.
We could go a long way with this. You know that, Anthony?
Yeah, I bet you guys can.
I've already gone that way, hit the end of the road, got out of the car, and just kept walking and kept going on that way. Yeah.
And from there, I will head up into Innsbruck, I'll be spending a lot of time up here in this part of the
Beautiful
world.
town, beautiful city.
Yeah, I will be spending, as I was saying, I was talking to Tammy last night. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to get lost in a nice way. So I will be spending a lot of time up in here. I am taking a bit of ideas of what train trips to take from what's his name, from Rail Relaxation. Some of the train journeys I'm going to take that he's filmed that takes you up in the mountains. And just basically just have just enjoy the country. Go to somewhere I always wanted to. And as you can see, pardon?
I'm sorry, Chris posted he got an HST. I was asking him which specific one.
HST.
High-speed train, man, for 80 quid, 80 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, has he? Okay. But as you can see, the river Sava.
About 77.
Yeah, the Sava actually comes from the Austria. There's Innsbruck there. So it does actually start from the Alps. We're nearly at the hour. The trains are bucking themselves up. So that's where I'll be spending most of my time. I did have intentions of building one, Steve, but I don't have the room here. There has been a couple of models here that have actually made an exhibition version of the shipyard where they're making battleships. Don't think I've got photos of it. But if I do come across it, I will share it.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of shipyard layouts, or at least layouts in various several UK channels when they go to exhibitions. There's a couple of them that have where it's a train, a rail line, but it is a shipyard.
Yeah.
One of them was a container dock. And so they had the ships, the docks, piers with the containers, and then they had the rail line, including they had the little container loader with the trains underneath it. So I've seen a few shipyard layouts.
Yeah, it'd be nice to do now. Where I am, I'm right up the top end of like in Rijeka, I'll be at the top end. There is another shipyard that's bigger than that one, where they made a lot of the big super tankers and a lot of the big container ships.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Eric. How are you?
Hello.
See how intelligent my trains are, Anthony. They all know where to go home. You see, they all parked up now.
Are they?
That? Yeah, so they're all parked up where they belong.
Go ahead, just put that picture back down again. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You lost another one.
Yeah, damn it. I've got to put a security camera down on this end of the station. That's where they go missing. Okay. But yeah, so that's a run. It's gone roughly an hour, the way my train's running. And sometimes it's more interesting than watching a TV. All right, let me change my camera view.
It's very pretty country out that way.
It is very nice. It's very nice. Look, when we worked it out last night, I have not been. I haven't been there since '91. So a lot has changed. A lot of the words of language has changed a bit too. In the Croatian, Bosnia area, Serbia's still okay. But it'd be interesting to see what's left over. It is beautiful country. Don't get me wrong; it's a very nice country, and
it'll probably be prettier now. It'll probably be even prettier now than when you were there 34 years ago.
Well, I can actually enjoy it more because I'm going to be on my own.
Well, there won't be bullets to duck either.
Yeah, that too. And what was going on? I lost my track of thought again. Thanks, buddy. But it would be nice just to go and have a look at the changes, and just enjoy myself. That's the whole idea of it. Hopefully, I'm not going to get stalked by someone. I'm not going to mention any names.
No, you don't have to worry about it. I am sticking in northern Germany and Denmark.
Yeah, thank God for that.
I'm not ready to go to Eastern Europe yet.
Yeah, I haven't, as I said, I haven't been there since 1990, but I do want to.
I don't want to do a Viking cruise, but I do want to, on my own, get down to Budapest and just follow the Danube through all the old capitals, down to Belgrade and Sofia.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I would love to get to the old Viking. I'd like to get into Transylvania and see the old Vlad Tepes, Dracula region.
Yeah. You see, in that area there, you g'day, PK, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Bob.
Hey, PK.
When you talk about Vikings,
Vikings did go down there, but I was thinking vampires, and then I didn't want to insult the region with the vampire bit, but I do have a mystique and a nostalgia about that because one of my little bits of history is, studying the real Vlad Tepes, because a lot of what is known or written about him was actually very biased politics to make him look bad. He in Romania, and especially that region, he to them is what George Washington is to Americans, or at worst, and please forgive me for using that term, at worst, what Ned Kelly was to a lot of Australians, a freedom fighter.
Yeah.
Now, again, Ned Kelly definitely danced in the gray areas, but and maybe Vlad Tepes did, but the people of that region hated the way he was vilified as an evil vampire. They hated that book. They've only now, since the fall of communism, in the last 20 years, they are welcoming the tourism because it's money. So now they play up the vampire stuff, but it's sometimes through gritted teeth, like, yes, please buy the Vlad Tepes Dracula doll.
Yeah, but that's only about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half drive to the east of where I'm going to be near my granddad's place, so it's not that far.
But
when I go, this is what I meant to say. When you go into the heart of Bosnia and Croatia, like right in the hillside there, when I look at the history and read up and hear about the history in that area from my parents and my grandfather, and that, you can see why so many countries and so many other kingdoms kept on fighting to gain that, even up into just in the 1990s as well. Serbia wanted to gain that to make a bigger country, and that's what was said when I was there. But when you go in there, you can actually, when you travel through there, you can see why they wanted it. It's a beautiful country. Yes, Austria is nice, and the Swiss Alps is nice.
But rarely do kingdoms want territory because it's beautiful. It's because there are resources they need. It's expanding their land, and whether it's agricultural or mineral, that's why we need that land. Why? Because this land,
hey, Marty,
that's got access to water and such.
Well, you see,
because that's the other thing. Talking about Vikings, of course, is the Byzantine emperors, the Eastern Roman Empire, eventually the Byzantine Empire. Their professional bodyguard, the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th century, were Vikings.
Yeah.
The royal guard were imported Vikings. And then just another quick thing about the influence of the Vikings, because we always see them as these military raiders, and that they were business people. They were traders. They did nothing different that anybody else at that time and period were doing. They get portrayed as bad, but the French kings and the British kings weren't doing anything nicer or better to the people they subjugated. But the Vikings were also traders. And for example, the Russian word, anybody know the Russian word for goodbye?
До свидания.
Do svidaniya.
До свидания. What it's close.
Yeah, do svidaniya. The full word for goodbye is do svidaniya, which in true Russian literary descent, philology, if you want to call it that, means be like a Swede. Swede was what the Russians, and by the way, the Rus were actually a German Viking tribe, but that's a different story. But the Russian people, the Slavic Russians, called the Viking Swedes. And so those Svedanya means be like a Swede. In other words, come back and make us rich again, because they saw the Vikings, the Swedes, as bringers of wealth and bounty. So the goodbye became do svidaniya, be like a Swede. In other words, come back and bring more.
Yeah, well, well, see, in that territory, as I showed you the canal, because the canal was put there way before they even put the railway line in
the
there.
Varangian Guard,
There were a lot of Viking traders that used to actually go through there, as the history or the history is said by the locals there, legends and whatnot. With that being inland sea, that was inland sea where the old church used to be. There used to be a big city, and that used to be like a rest stop, a pit stop between north and south. The canal was actually put in there as a shortcut to get down to the Middle East, where they were doing all of the trades. So I'd really love to dig in more into the history in that area and just search for it. And as my young cousin was saying yesterday, there's heaps there that I have not had the opportunity to look at, which I will do that on this trip and get as much as I can. And I will share more about the history in that area when I'm there. Otherwise, we'll be here all day.
Right.
And I do need to go out and get a few things.
Yes, you've got a trip to get ready for.
Yeah, I got to.
You're leaving
somehow.
Wait, are you 72 hours? Well, for you, it's already Sunday, so Monday, Tuesday, because you're flying out on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I'm flying out Tuesday morning early.
Okay, so you're Tuesday morning. We're Wednesday.
I'm probably
night. So we're almost 48 hours behind you.
Well, I'll be probably on Tuesday. Well, in 36 hours' time, I'll be crossing Australia. So it gives you an idea where I'll be. Yeah. I will be going I'll be going through Tokyo. It's the one place I haven't been for a while. I got 6 hours to look around, so I'm not going to go too far. In Tokyo. I'm going to see what technology I got. You know, Japanese and their technology. There's a lot. They got ample stuff with electronic gadgets over there.
Heck, but Chinese you can take a trip across half the country and back on that 6-hour break.
Yeah. Yeah, with the Chicanza. Yeah, you could. No, my luck, all I need is one thing to go wrong and the whole thing's gone. Gone. I don't know. PK, yes, there is a lot of interesting parts when you're researching that. Now, to the south near Belgrade is a town called Novi Pasovo. I do have an auntie there. I will call in there somewhere during the trip, and they live right next to the Air Force base there. And it was actually quite interesting when Belgrade was being bombed by NATO, supposedly. the thing that gave away is when the country's bombers were going up and actually dropping bombs in particular suburbs of the area, and that was what pretty much finished the unrest of the war in Serbia and all the other countries, because they were trying to blame it on NATO when it was their own planes dropping the bombs. It didn't go too well for Milosevic. G'day, Joe's rolled our way, bud. You just turned up as I was about to leave. So next week, I'm sorry to my dear Australian viewers and some of my American viewers, I may be streaming about 2 to 3 hours earlier than what I am now, even though it's going to be middle of the night. Where opportunity...
Yeah, you'll probably be doing that without a co-host then.
Beg your pardon?
I said you might be doing that without a co-host then, because I'll be in bed.
Oh, come on. You're a chicken.
Hey, if I'm not working, I'll step in.
I'm an old man.
Hey? You'll be exhausted, I know that. We'll see how things go anyway, but I will throw in a few odd out of the blue live streams, depending where I am. By the time I get in Austria, oh, actually, no. By the time I get in Austria, you'd be well and truly gone. By the time I get in Austria, you'd be well and truly gone, Anthony.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible we're out by then. I don't know the day to day. I know you're roughly a week here, roughly a week there, and how long it's going to take you to go from here to here. You've left a lot of open days. But yeah, Joyce and I come home on the 25th. Joyce wanted to get home before our anniversary for a change. We've spent many anniversaries on flights coming home from various trips. So she wants us to be home before the anniversary and a week before our kids' birthdays.
Yeah. Well, a lot of my plans are open because I don't want to rush. I just want to go out and enjoy it. If I decide I want to stay another 2-3 days or a week longer in one place, then so be it. I'd stay there.
Right.
I don't have to rush home to anything, so to speak, you know. And I've got to make the most of it. I've got 90 days that I can stay in Europe. You know, so why not? Make the most of it.
I would love to be able to travel that way.
Well,
I mean, technically I could. Joyce would not be thrilled with that idea. Joyce,
yeah.
We're gone 4 weeks, and Joyce gets homesick about week 3.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, we'll most probably will catch up there. But with my live streams, my normal Wacky Weekend will be probably 3 hours earlier than this. And I will be throwing in a few surprise live streams here and there if I'm at a very interesting location and I'm not going to have time to upload the videos, be all unedited. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, we might add additional touristy videos on Joyce's channel, but I'll just stick to my Friday live streams.
Yeah.
We're not going to live stream from Miniature Wonderland this year. Joyce has said after the last time that this time she wants to go through where we actually stop, look, and communicate rather than she and Jean Ricard were tagging behind me while I'm filming and talking to everybody on the live. So she wants to go through it without 40 people with us.
Understandable.
Yeah, I know we'll be late anyhow since we're going in the evening.
Yeah, well, I would really like to take my time. I don't think I'll be live streaming on the day that you and me will be going through there.
No,
but I really want. Pardon?
That's true. Well, that would be roughly your normal. Well, we'd be earlier than what you'd normally live stream.
Yeah. But I would rather be. But that's on Sunday. We're going there on a Sunday, aren't we?
Yeah, we are there Sunday evening, which would be Sunday afternoon, my time, which would be several hours before you would normally come on.
Oh, we'll see. We'll work it.
So,
we'll
by
work
the time you get done at 11 o'clock, you technically could go back to your place and live stream. You know,
Well,
you'll probably be back there by 11 p.m.
yeah, probably.
Which would be 6
yeah.
p.m. United States, or no, it'd be 5 p.m. United States time. But you have Sunday sidetrack. Well,
Yeah.
oh, that's right. See, I'm still thinking, yeah, because you're on Saturday, but that's an actual Sunday, so it wouldn't conflict with anything, and it wouldn't be your normal day because it is Sunday. It would be technically Monday your time, where you normally live stream Sunday. So you'd be live streaming the day before you go to Miniature Wonderland.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we got all that. Somebody asked me, I know you want to get off here, so let's get off here quick. But rail fanning. I'm not a big rail fanner, but yes, I go to, when I arrive at stations, I will usually pan around and see what trains are there. But I'm not into going to a station and just watching the trains go. When I arrive at a station or I get to a station to catch my train, I'm usually there 20 minutes early just to make sure. Then I often will film some of the trains that are there, especially ones that I like or ones that I haven't seen before. Like if I see a railjet, that'll always be camera on. Or like Hamburg. I love Hamburg Station because there are so many platforms and there's trains from all over Europe parked there. You'll see a Hungarian train, an Austrian train, a couple of German trains, a Czech train, a Polish train. You know, it's just it's
just crazy.
It's very cool. Not even Munich has that many international trains the way Hamburg does. Or Berlin will have some, but Berlin's main Hauptbahnhof is so weird.
Good night, Andy. Yeah.
Good night, Andy.
But see, like down in Blucknock, where my uncle used to live, we used to have a lot of international trains come through there. And it wasn't so much the locomotives, because when I first went there, it was all diesel. Then they electrified it. And 1043 class that I've got here of Austria, the former Yugoslavian railways had a whole heap of them, and that's what they used down there. But the carriages that used to come through there, majority of them were from Germany and not from the northern countries. They used to transit through there to get to the ski resort. Sadly, that doesn't happen anymore. But they do go down to Rijeka. And Slovenia is actually where most of the international trains come to now. And that railway line's all been upgraded. But I will do some rail fanning when I'm there. That's one of the things I do. But I'm not just into rail fanning. I love my scenery and I love my aviation. So I'll probably end up getting some aviation shots done as well. But anyway, people, I do have to go. Anthony, thank you very much. When we see each other, or we'll give each other a slap. Randall, thank you for coming up.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you letting me come on, Ari.
We may see each other on the internet, but 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be at Miniature Wonderland together.
Well, that's true too. Unless I end up throwing rocks out at Frankfurt when you come off the plane.
I'll be looking.
I'll
be prepared for massive retaliation. I followed the McNamarian doctrine.
Keep an eye out for that one, B. That's going to be an
massive retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he might be taller, but I tell you what, the hotel floors are higher than him. But people, thank you very much for coming in. I hope you guys enjoyed the show for what I put on. Look, I even my trains messed up. So you got to see me at work, putting my hair out. Hope to see you guys all soon. And my next broadcast will be from Europe. So
same here.
Till then, everyone take care and talk to you guys soon.
Bye-bye.